Wylde.
Hey, Zakk, Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
What are you doing, man? What's going on over there?
Not much at all. Unfortunately, we've got some rain here, but we're going to put the good weather on for you. What a tremendous privilege to speak with you. Thanks very much for your time.
No problem, man. It's good talking to you, bro.
Thank you. We're absolutely thrilled that you're coming out to see us in November and December. Very exciting. It's been almost 10 years. Wonderful stuff.
No, I can't believe it's been 10 years already. I mean, that's insane. I mean, we've been down there. We've done some festivals, but I mean, yeah, I mean, as far as the headlining thing, that's pretty crazy, without a doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. And in that 10 years, you've released no less than 6 albums. How the hell are you going to come up with a set list?
I'm still, I still have that massive bar tab I'm still paying off. Started in the beginning of Black Label. Doing the Animal House sheet.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure we can add a new one to that. That's no problem at all. In 1987 to 2009 with Ozzy, and 10 years into that started the hail of brilliant albums as Zakk Wylde's Black Label Society. Was there something in particular back around 98 or 99 that inspired you with such determination to produce so much phenomenal work?
Well, yeah, phenomenal. That could be questioned by several people I know. But no, it's just I mean, well, first off, I love working, so I mean, it's just it's always fun going to the studio because you get a chance to create and write some new stuff. But I mean, no, I like after the Book of Shadows thing, and we were sitting around, I was like, oh, well, what am I going to do now? Because it was just like, what am I going to do? So, I had a whole bunch of riffs around because so I was just like, the hell with it, I'll just do it myself. And I'll sing on them. I'll sing on the thing. So, and that's pretty much, that was it from that point on.
Wow. But, thank God you did too.
Yeah, and then, I mean, so here we are, 18 years in, and then, the Black Label family growing and growing and growing. So it's just, I'm truly blessed, man, without a doubt.
Wonderful stuff. And most recently was the excellent Catacombs of the Black Vatican. Angel of Mercy is not as direct a link as the song remains not the same, but is it fair to say there's still more Led Zeppelin creeping out of you from time to time?
Well, no, I mean, as much as I love the heavy stuff, I love the mellow stuff as well. You know what I mean? It's just like, as much as I love Zeppelin doing Black Dog, I love listening to when they do Going to California and some of the other things. So, and it's the same thing with Neil Young. I mean, I love it when he's doing Hey, Hey, My, the super heavy version. I also love it when he does the, him sitting down with the acoustic at the Troubadour. It's to me, they're both as equally as powerful. So it's just, I love them both, man.
Wonderful stuff. And it's one of the world's...
I mean, as far as the heavy stuff and the mellow stuff, I love doing both. I mean, we were just down, me and Daria down in South America. The South American chapters doing everything from Pride and Glory, Book of Shadows, and Black Label stuff. So it was a good time.
Absolutely. And as one of the world's most important musicians, and some say the best guitarist to ever walk the earth, there was obviously a lot of recent tears at Marshall and Gibson, but congratulations on Wild Audio. Brilliant stuff.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, like I said, I've been truly blessed rolling with Marshall and Gibson and Dunlop and all the companies I've endorsed and created with since I started with the Boss. So I couldn't ask for anything more. So now it's just a matter of, for me, it's a natural progression of just moving out of your parents' house. And now you have your own thing. So it's a matter of taking, the standard of quality that when I was with all those companies, and then just taking that standard of excellence and quality and just using it with my own company, basically. So it's like moving out of your parents' house, and now you have your own pad. So I love creating. So yeah, exactly, man. So it's great.
What a great description. That's brilliant. Now, speaking of long relationships, Nick has been the longest constant band member with you right back to 1999, and before that on the Book of Shadows tour. His departure can't have been easy for him. Yeah. His departure can't have been easy.
He was just, just Nick wanted to do his own thing, which is, that's the beautiful thing about the band is the fraternity and the brotherhood. Whereas all the guys in the band always have the freedom to come and go as they please, and they always have a home here. So, and you know, we always keep in touch, and none of the guys, there is no blowouts or anything like that. It's just like, you know, you all support each other. So, I mean, Nick's, you know, he's back in Pittsburgh right now working on his own thing, and he's doing a whole bunch of different things right now. So he's doing the School of Rock, the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, and he's and teaching and stuff like that. So, and you know, putting his own thing together as well.
Fantastic. And, of course, Dario is a tremendous talent and has settled in nicely.
No, without a doubt. Well, Dario, not only can he, you know, shred on the fiddle, I mean, you know, he's got his solo records out on, you know, with Mike Barney and everything like that. He's got, I mean, he can sing, he can play the piano, he does all the string sections, so it's great. So, I mean, you know, and he cooks a mean chicken piccata as well. So he's bigger than a triple threat, even as a quadruple threat. So, and he's a great guy. So, you know, Dario's awesome. Jeff being in the band is phenomenal as well. So, you know, this Jeff at one point had filled in with Chad, with Father Chad, when he had some family issues he had to take care of. So when Chad was going to move on and start jamming with Scott, it was only natural. You know, we just called Jeff up again and said, Jeff, you want to do it? So, but yeah, I mean, everybody, like I said, it's a fraternity and a brotherhood, and all the guys bring their own magic to the suit. So, you know, I wouldn't want it any other way, man.
Absolutely. And your tremendous craft and creations have given so much to so many for such a long time. And I hope you don't see this as a silly comment, but although for Shannon, God only knows how many lives throwing it all away from the Book of Shadows has actually saved, you know, woken people up. What keeps you producing such musical brilliance? What drives you?
Well, basically what you do is you just hire a bunch of songwriters and choreographers, and you completely take full credit to it. That's what you do.
Oh, beautifully put. Zach,
the brutality.
Oh, indeed. I've got to ask, how's the Grail and what's it up to?
Well, no, I got, you know, so obviously she's retired, the Rebel's retired. I mean, all of them are retired right now, but now I'm just starting to use, you know, more and more all the wild audio for the fiddles as they're getting made. I'm just retiring all the other guitars, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And, of course, there's a range of people we know who just love your work, and it's quite staggering to see the age gap between them. Was there a particular point that you started to see a multi-generational following for Black Label Society?
Yeah, well, I think it's just, it's no different than me with my kids, how I could turn them on to anything from Led Zeppelin to Black Sabbath to how my kids like Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden and Nirvana and Alice in Chains and stuff like Guns N' Roses. So, yeah, I mean, I just think it's a matter of, you know, the parents turning them on to certain things that they like. You know what I mean? Without a doubt, man.
Absolutely. And with your years of experience and knowledge living the life that you have, would you have any advice for the young Zakk Wylde back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I look back on it now. It's just, I would have learned, if I would have known, you know, I would have learned more about the business side of things and being of other sides of just playing, you know, because things that I do now. I mean, whether it's down to the artwork, down to the album covers, down to your own merchandise, down to, you know, because you're creating all the time. I mean, put it this way, it's almost like being the difference between being a player on a rugby team and you're a star or whatever, and it's now you're a team owner. So now you're down to the draft, the farm system, the trades, down to the concessions in the stands, making sure that, down to the restaurants and what's being served, down to the way the field looks, down to making sure the bathrooms are clean. You know what I mean? I mean, like, me and you run everything now. You know what I mean? So, you know, we just have our hand in so many different things. Whereas before, it was just, you know, back in the day, it was just a matter of playing all the time. You know, whereas I always tell kids, I go, you know, it's just like, well, you want to play music the rest of your life. That's what you want to do, right? And it's just like, and it's just like, And just like Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin wasn't just a band. That was his entire life. And it still is to this day. I mean, he's just overseeing all the remasters, everything in the vaults, everything, so he's actually sealing his legacy so no one can tamper with it when he's gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's bigger than just being in a band. It's it's your job, and it's everything. It's everything to you. Like I said, if me and you owned a sports franchise, it'd be everything. Me and you would constantly have things going on with the franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. What a tremendous metaphor to draw too. That's brilliant. With such a tremendous catalogue.
That's the way I approach it.
Indeed, yeah. With such a tremendous catalogue of music at your disposal, what can we expect from your Australian visit?
Well, I mean, right now, we've been working on Book of Shadows 2, so that'll be the next thing coming out in 2016. But aside of that, it's just, we still have a bunch of, more touring to do, and, some more Black Label masses. That's about it. But, like I said, we're going to be we have a show coming up this weekend, I guess, with the New Jersey chapter. Then after that, it's, we have, got these Zakk Sabbath shows coming up in October, and obviously we're going to be seeing you guys in a bit. And then I think, the Australian chapters, New Zealand chapters, and I think we go to Asia after that. And then, there's still a bunch of touring. Then we go back over to Europe again. So, there's still a bunch of things we got going on for Canada Cups right now.
Wonderful. And you've inspired a plethora of musicians over the years. I know the question is a bit of a cliche, but you are one person that I have to ask. Who has inspired you over the journey?
Well, obviously in the beginning it was my guitar teacher, Leroy Wright, and then, then it would obviously be Tony Iommi and Jimmy Page, and then Randy Rhoads, and then obviously Frank Marino, John McLaughlin, Al Di Meola, Eddie Van Halen, Albert Lee, obviously with the country stuff, and then those are just, that's just a handful of some of the Robin Trower, of the musicians that I love. So I inspire you. Neil Young, all the guys, Elton John. It's a massive list.
Oh, tremendous. It is a massive list too, and the result in yourself is absolutely astounding. Well, Zakk, it's going to be brilliant. We're so thrilled that you're coming back, and with the band, it's going to be tremendous to see another headline tour down under. Thank you so much for your time today.
All right, brother. We'll stay strong. Tell the Australian chapters to keep leading Black Label, and we'll see you guys in a little bit, man. God bless.
We'll pass all of that on. Thank you very much, Zakk.
All right, my brother. I'll talk to you in a bit, buddy.
Take care, my friend.
Bye, brother.
Goodbye.